I'm Stacy, and this is the For Bricks and Giggles YouTube channel. For today's video, I'm going to be comparing every version of Hagrid's hut made in minifigure scale. So there have been 5 versions of this set released between 2001 and 2024. So let's get started. So here we have all of the completed builds. Never did I think I would own 5 variations of Hagrid's hut, but I'm not complaining because I love Harry Potter. There is so much I want to say about all of these sets, and I don't want this video to be super long, so I'm sure there will be stuff I forget to talk about, or maybe stuff you thought I'd mention that I didn't. It's just a lot of sets, a lot of information, and I'm gonna do my best. So I'm gonna go through each set quickly and tell you all of the kind of general information about each one. They do go from oldest to newest. So this is the first original version of Hagrid's hut. This set came out in 2001. It was around 300 pieces and came with 2 minifigures. At the time of its release, it was originally $30 and it's set number 4707. Next up, we have the second edition of Hagrid's hut. This set came out in 2004. It was just over 300 pieces and came with 2 minifigures. And it also originally cost $30 and was set $47.54. Next up, we have the third edition of Hagrid's hut. This set came out in 2010 and was around 450 pieces and came with 4 minifigures. It was set number 4738 and originally cost $40 when it released. This one is the 4th edition of Hagrid's hut. It was called Hagrid's Hut Buckbeak's Rescue. It released in 2019, was around 500 pieces, and came with 6 minifigures. It's set number 75947, and it originally released for $60. The final version was just released this year in 2024. It's called Hagrid's Hut An Unexpected Visit. It's almost 900 pieces and comes with 5 minifigures. It's set number 76428 and its original release price is $75. I really hope I said all of that correctly. It's a lot of numbers, a lot of years, a lot of pieces and minifigs, but I love all of them for different reasons. Between all 5 sets, there are 19 minifigures, and I don't want to spend an outrageous amount of time going through the minifigures, so I am going to show them to you, but I'm going to have them all laid out on the table, and I'm going to do close-ups for those so that I can show you all of them being compared kind of at the same time, all the Hagrids together, all the Hermiones together, all the Harry Potters together, just so it'll go a little bit quicker. But there are some really great minifigures and some things I had never noticed about them until I put them all together. So I'll go ahead and show you those minifigures now. Okay, so Hagrid is the only minifigure that is in all 5 sets, which makes sense, of course. We have the oldest to the newest. Pretty similar between the first and second generation. Just a little bit of color changes. Obviously, we went from a yellow head to a light nougat head, but it's the same pattern for the torsos, just different colors. Kind of an in-between guy here. This was before they had the umbrella piece, so they made an umbrella piece for him. And then we've upgraded to the newer mold. I do prefer the original just for the size of it, but the newer ones are still great. It's really cool to see the progression of Hagrid throughout the years though. Hermione is the next most popular minifigure. She was in 4 of the 5 sets, so she was not in the original one, but she was in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th generation Hagrid's hut. Something I did not notice before this was that they now have a different size variation for each Hermione for each Hagrid's hut. So here we have her with full-length legs, medium legs, and the shortest legs. So depending on what age you want her to be would depend on which set you would purchase. And then of course the original earlier sets, they were all the full-size minifigure. This is one of my all-time favorite versions of Hermione. I like this original hairpiece they used for her, and this torso was pretty rare, so I was a big fan of that one. But in all honesty, all 4 of these are great minifigures. Ron and Harry both tied at being in 3 sets each, so 3rd generation, 4th, and 5th generation. Again, you have all age groups represented amongst these 3 minifigures, which I think is really cool. Also just getting to see how styles have changed, patterns for torsos have changed. It's just really neat to see how designers have changed things over the years. And then same for Harry, 3 different age groups for him as well. I really like this new version and this green sweater, but again, these are 3rd generation, 4th, and 5th for the sets these were included in. All really nicely designed. Then finally we have kind of the misfit minifigures. Dumbledore was included in the first generation Hagrid's Hut. I loved the use of purple. I wish purple is a color they would bring back. Really one of my all-time favorite Harry Potter minifigures. Then in the fourth set, you had these two minifigures, the Executioner and the Minister of Magic Cornelius Fudge. So neither of those were included in any other set. They're there to take care of Buckbeak, unfortunately. And then finally in the fifth generation Hagrid's Hut, we have Draco Malfoy. So kind of the youngest version of Draco Malfoy in that set. So depending on what accessory people you'd like to have might sway which way you lean towards which Hagrid's Hut you would want to purchase. Alright, now I want to show you the animals that come with these sets. Again, I'll go through them kind of quickly, but there are some rare and unique animals that come in some of these sets. Here we have the animals that are included with the first set. Norbert in sand green is exclusive to that set. Got a white rat, tan owl, translucent neon spider, which is really cool that they included that. Doesn't really represent anything, but still a fun addition. For the second edition Hagrid's Hut, we have a rat in reddish brown and a dark bluish gray bat. That is exclusive to this set. There are no other sets that contain a dark bluish gray bat. And even the reddish brown rat is pretty rare. It's only in 5 sets, all between 2004 and 2006. Then for a Hagrid's Hut 3, we have these great animals, a couple of patterned owls, a light bluish gray rat, and Norbert in dark green. In dark green, he was only found in 5 sets between 2010 and 2012, so still pretty rare. The 4th edition of Hagrid's Hut was pretty light on animals. You do get this medium nougat spider as well as an egg. So this was supposed to be Norbert's egg, which I think the egg was probably relatively recent around this time. Still great pieces. And then finally you get these two animals included with the 5th generation Hagrid's Hut. These were really some of the pieces I was most excited about. We've never had Fang before, so he is exclusive to this set. And this version of Norbert is also exclusive to this set. So if you're not going to buy the whole set, then I would definitely recommend getting those two animals. They're both fantastic. Okay, now we'll go through each set to show how they built each version of Hagrid's Hut. I'd like to say I had the best time building these. Now that it's September and it feels like fall, actually at the time of recording this, it's raining outside. Hagrid's Hut just feels like a very fall set. Maybe because some of them include pumpkins, I get a very fall vibe from these, but I think they make great decor for the fall season. So the original version does have a couple of small builds that go with it. Got this little cart build, very cute. And then this little cage build that you can put the rat in, also a nice little build. It's so amazing that they've been making this set for so long that the first version is before the color change. The roof, of course, is one of the most iconic parts of this set. People have very mixed feelings about this piece. I personally loved it because I grew up with Harry Potter. When the original first sets came out in 2001, I was 9 years old. And when the last sets came out of the original, I was a senior in high school. So 2010, graduating high school, starting college. So to get to be there as Harry grew up, I kind of aged at the same rate he did in the books, and getting the sets as they released each year. It was just an amazing experience, and I'm so glad I was able to be a child during that era. You do just remove the rubber band at the top. And then I love the way this set opens up. I just think that's a fantastic design. You don't have to remove the roof to get to the inside. There's lots of space to really open it up and play. So you're not limited too much by the hinges. I mean, you can open this thing up almost completely flat, which I think is great. I think the problem a lot of people have with the roof piece is that they don't pre-bend them well enough. And if you really take the time to bend these in the correct way, it functions very well. I'm not really going to rank these from best to worst or anything like that. I do really love this version because it comes with the yellow minifigures. The only thing I wish it had was sand green. Norbert, the little dragon, is the only piece for this set that comes in sand green. I think if all of the green pieces they used on the outside were sand green, it would be my perfect ideal Hagrid's Hut. I just have a very strong love of the color sand green and how much it encapsulates the Harry Potter theme for me. So you do have some great accessories like the chrome antique brass keys. There's also a great axe piece, which was originally a Fabuland piece, so kind of cool to get it in a Harry Potter set. I don't have Norbert in the fireplace right now, but you can spin the fireplace so that it either looks like fire or the little dragon if you're trying to hide him or not. So that's definitely a cool feature. No sticker pieces, but a lot of great patterned pieces, which of course, like most LEGO fans, is the ideal. The second edition, again, would be my favorite if it still had the yellow minifigures. So between this time, we changed from yellow minifigures to regular, more realistic minifigures with differing skin tones, but they did bring in the sand green pieces at this point, so I was very excited about that. I don't think I mentioned for the first one. This set was originally $30, but now it's going for around $50. This set was also $30 originally, but is now going for around $40, which is a major price drop from the time that I was trying to buy it. When I pieced this set together, probably 4 or 5 years ago, this set was going for at least $80 and usually more. So with the newer versions, I guess it has significantly dropped this set, which is exciting for people who are looking to collect the older versions. This printed panel piece is a rare piece because it's light bluish gray. In 2004, that's when they changed the color, so this used to be light gray and now it's light bluish gray, so that piece was pretty rare. I am also a fan of how this set opens. Flip it around so you can see it, but it just kind of cracks in half, which is great. You've got a cauldron, some nice little accessories. I mentioned the pumpkins, so those are on the outside there. I also love these reddish brown windows, the lattice, another rare and beautiful piece. The interior is simple, but lots of playability and a fun build. And like I said, I think between this one and the original, these are like my top 2 favorites, although all of them do have great features that I love for different reasons. The third edition does come with this giant Aragog build. Some nice printed pieces there. I like the use of the katanas to make the legs. Nice that they added that in for this set. I will go ahead and mention this set does come with a light brick. My light brick does not work. I built this set when it originally came out in 2010, and the batteries have long since died. I do need to replace them, I just haven't had the chance. So that's what this piece on the outside would be for, is to press that and then the fireplace would light up. So I'm sorry I don't have that available to show you all today. I will say I am really not a fan of the light bricks because the batteries wear out super fast, they corrode super fast, so if you don't take them out as soon as you're done with the set, it seems like weeks and they're already turning blue and then the whole piece is ruined. It's not like the old sets where, you know, you just had to take the back of a battery box off and pop the batteries out. You have to unscrew the light brick, get those teeny tiny batteries out. It just seems like a waste to me. So personally, not a fan of light bricks. If they're gonna do features that are light or sound, do stuff that requires AAA, AA batteries, 9-volt batteries. Miss the era of 9-volt batteries. I would just much prefer a set didn't light up at all, opposed to having to use light bricks. Got more pumpkins. I like this set because it also comes with the little mushrooms, so I think those are really cute. This one opens kind of the same way as the other one, which again I think is a really great way of making it open. Like the use of sand green on this one as well. When this set came out, I actually didn't have the first or second variation yet. I didn't get those until recent years, so this was my first time having a Hagrid's hut. And when all of these sets came out, I assumed Harry Potter sets would be coming to an end because all of the books and movies had been released. So I made it a point to get every one of the sets they released that year. But it was also exciting that this was the first time I actually had a Hagrid's hut. This set does use quite a few sticker pieces, but I think they look nice and they did a good job with those. So this set was originally $40 when it came out, but now you can get it for around $25. So I usually like to tell people to look at vintage sets. I always encourage people to get vintage sets. I love them so much. Not that 2010 is extremely vintage or anything like that, but a lot of times people will tell me they get really expensive, and that's not the case for every set. You just have to look and see what's out there, but this is a prime example that sets don't always hold their value. Originally $40, now you can get it for around $25. Is that like 30 to 40% cheaper than the original price? So it's definitely possible. Okay, now for the fourth edition, and I will say I think this one is my least favorite of the 5. I do like that it comes with Buckbeak, so I was excited to get a new variation of Buckbeak. Originally there was only one, and when they brought the theme back, I think there have been a couple different versions now. And he comes with this little chained area and all of these great pumpkins. So again, just feels very fall-like. But like I was saying, not a super big fan of this version. Harry Potter was gone for so long. So at this point, Harry Potter had just been back for around a year maybe. Came back I think in 2018, and this set came out in 2019. And so I really was jumping on buying as many, if not all, of the Harry Potter sets that were being released at that time because I was worried, without knowing, that they weren't going to be making a ton of them. I thought they were going to put a few out, you know, some of the kind of main builds that they had done originally that the next generation had missed out on. So I did go ahead and get it, and obviously I'm very happy to have it. I just think it's kind of a sad looking build. It doesn't look anything like the other ones, which I guess is nice that it's a little bit different. I just don't like that it doesn't have the full build to it. It's just the front half. I think that works for a lot of sets that are buildings, like city style buildings, but I think for Hagrid's hut, you just need the full hut. There are some sticker pieces throughout this set. I wish they had used more sand green for this one. There's like 4 pieces on the top of this set that are sand green, and that's it. But if not sand green, dark green, regular green even, just the fact that it's the kind of olive green and gray and that's it. The muted color scheme is just so sad. Again, I know they're doing a sad scene for this set, but I don't think every time a kid plays with this set, they're gonna reenact offing of Buckbeak. So you wouldn't want it to be a super sad set 100% of the time. So I think they could have added a little more color to this one, brightened it up a little bit, because Hagrid is such a kind of happy, jolly character in the movies. There are some fun accessories inside. I like the little chair build, so there's definitely playability here. It's just not my favorite of the 5. This set is another example of if you wait it out, you could get it for a really good deal. It was originally $60 when it came out, and now you can get it for between $35 and $40. So again, you're looking at probably around a 40% discount from original price. Maybe that's indicative of how well this set went over, and I'm not the only one that felt it was a little too drab and dreary. But it does come with the most minifigures, it does come with Buckbeak, so there are some great features to it outside of the build. Alright, last one. I bet this video is like an hour and a half by now. I love this version. I wasn't originally planning on getting this set. Thank you to Abdullah who gifted it to me. This is the largest of the sets. I don't know if I mentioned it already, but the sets do get progressively larger piece count wise. As the years go, this one has the least amount of pieces, and it does get progressively larger with each release, which kind of shows how the designs have changed because they are all about the same size. It's just how you use the pieces that makes this one, I think, triple the piece count of this one. This one's around 900 and this one is around 300 pieces. Now, this one does come with this extra little dog house build, which is really cute. Looks like a miniature version of Hagrid's hut. You can keep the dog in there. The dog was one of the reasons I wanted this set. They've never made him before, so that was really exciting. I love this piece they used to make it look like smoke is coming out of the chimney. Tons of sand green pieces, so you know I'm happy about that. The only thing that's a little bit confusing is I don't think you can open this without taking the roof off. So I'm not a major fan of that. Unless I built something incorrectly, I could only get one of the hinges to open with the roof on. We've got some colorful leaves, which I love. Again, that makes it feel very fall. They did a nice job with all of the stonework around the outside. This one opens a little bit differently. Just the back 2 pieces hinge out, and there's a ton of accessories in the interior. Tons of sticker pieces, which I think they did in a very tasteful way, so I am a fan of that. Comes with one of the collectible tiles here. There were these new printed tiles I had never seen before. I honestly could not figure out what these are supposed to be, but they sit up on top of the shelf here next to the little cup, so I don't know if they're supposed to be a type of food. Really cute pattern tiles. Another great chair build there. Little pantry sticker above there, and table and chair. So again, they did a really nice job. It's insane to me though to think that this set is almost 900 pieces. Okay, hopefully I'm gonna put the roof back on the right way, but forgive me if I don't. This set is still available. $75 originally, but I think on Amazon I saw it on sale, maybe around $65. So the price is headed down, which is good. If you don't want to spend that much, obviously there are cheaper options here. I think this one was the one that was around $25. This one was $35 to $40, $40, $50, and then $65-ish. So kind of a variety of price ranges available depending on what you're looking for. I think they all have pretty great features. I think the 4th edition would be the only one I wouldn't wholeheartedly recommend. It's okay, but of the 5, I think there are better options available. And now that there have been so many versions, if you wanted to build your own mock version, there are tons of fun pieces and minifigures available to make that happen. So if none of them are your perfect Hagrid's hut, then you could absolutely design your own with all of the amazing pieces that are in these sets. So I do hope at least one of them was interesting to you, or the minifigures, or the crazy amount of animals that come in these sets. I'm a lifelong Harry Potter fan, and while I am getting more selective on which sets I buy from the current releases, I am super happy to have all 5 of these in my collection. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. And if you're interested in extra videos and content, check out the membership program starting at only 99 cents a month. There are already over 55 episodes available. See you all next time.